I just zipped out here for a late hunt. Getting out here a little bit late, just looking for some does. But there's always a chance that there'd be a big buck in here. A couple of years ago, I took a really nice buck right over here a couple days into the gun season, and wasn't really expecting it. I don't expect a whole lot after opening day here in Michigan on this property. This is more of a doe shooting spot, but you never know. There can be a deer at any time, but I'm looking for a doe tonight. It's the second gun season here in Michigan. We have a muzzleloader season that's going on right now, but in southern Michigan I'm able to use my 350, and that 350 is that Bear Creek Ballistics custom 350 that I had made a couple years ago. And tonight we're going to be testing out a new ammo. This ammo is 140 grains and it's traveling at 2,650 feet per second. It is screaming fast. It shoots very flat for a straight walled cartridge, which we have to use here in Michigan. We don't have an opportunity to use necked cartridges. I know a lot of people ask us about that, but we cannot use a necked cartridge here in the state of Michigan, in southern Michigan. It is just straight walled cartridge and shorter than 1.8 inches in length. We're very, very limited, and so the 350 and the 450 are two that are very popular. And with these new high velocity loads, I think that the 350 is really going to become a very strong force in the chamberings here in Michigan. So with this wind, I'm not sure if the deer are going to move early tonight, so we'll see. Out to those apple trees over there. Those apple trees are 200 yards away, and I'm comfortable out to 300. I've tested this ammo and it's shooting about 11 inches low at 300 yards. With the wind tonight, I'm not sure if I'd be able to do that, but we're going to try to put down a doe or two tonight and see what happens. First deer of the night. That wind is whipping. I bet you right now the sustained wind is probably 20 miles an hour. And gusts maybe up to 30. Last night it was gusting up to 50 miles an hour. And there was heavy rain, so I'm hoping that they come out and feed tonight. Hopefully it's the first of many to be coming out tonight. I've got a river bottom right out here in front of me, and these deer come out of that bottom out into this chisel plowed field, and there's no other crops. You know, all these crops are all chisel plowed, so if they want anything, they got to come out in here, and there's plenty of food down there. They're out in the field almost every night, so that's a good thing. Just hoping for some freezer meat. Yep, he's coming right back out. Yeah, hopefully he pulls another one out with him. Hopefully a big buck. That'd be nice. He's gonna come right back out. Yeah, it's a button buck. Gotta make sure you don't shoot one of those. Got button bucks on both sides of me now. There's another one coming up. I got a couple of fawns right behind me here. Got a fawn in front of me. Oh dear. Maybe we'll get a big buck out here, who knows? That's a nice one. Meh. Meh. I think I just shot a big buck. Oh man, this is a spot I'm in here for does, and a buck steps out. I was not expecting that at all. I think I made a good shot. He was standing there broadside just looking this way, and there's a guy pulling in back here behind me, one of the neighbors, and doing nothing wrong, just pulling in across the road, and he was staring out here. He just didn't like what he saw, and he turned around and started to go the other way, and looks like he's as wide as his ears. Might be an 8-point. I'm not even sure what it is. I have not been running trail cameras out here this year, and not expecting to see a buck at all for sure. I might have just shot my first buck on camera with a gun. I just don't hunt with a gun very often. I'm usually hunting with my longbow. So, wow, that was cool. I'm going to review the footage really quick, and then I had to take the shot in the neck because he was kind of quartering away from me. He was going to go right back in the brush. It looked like that 140 grain all copper bullet. I'm hoping that it did the job. Ooh, I think we got her done. That was cool. Man, I wasn't expecting that. Wow. I gotta review the footage now. So as you can see, it's the next day, and I looked at the footage after I had shot that deer, and it was pretty apparent that something went wrong. I'm not sure how, but I hit him back in the ham, and then as it started playing through my mind, I realized it was super windy yesterday, and me not being a rifle guy, I didn't even think about wind drift. And we went back and plugged it into the ballistics calculator, and the wind drift at that range with a 15-mile-per-hour wind was at least 7.5 inches to the right, which would make sense. I was shooting right at us, right here for the base of the neck. No, I knew I could make that shot. Did not take the wind in consideration, so it hit him back in the ham and drove it forward. So we're hoping that we've got enough blood to find him, but as you can see, it's spraying out here. You know, we've got a fairly decent blood trail. We just got in here. We're only about 30-40 yards from where I hit him. Got my sidearm on me. Reed is behind the camera, and he's got my 350, so hopefully we can find this buck. It's a shame because I didn't even take into consideration this wind, and that definitely had something to do with it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully we can find this buck. We found him. He's in the middle of the river right there. Isn't it always the case when it's me or Reed who's behind the camera, we have bucks in the river? Oh, I am so thrilled. Oh my goodness. Oh, I shouldn't be rewarded for this. I had no idea the wind was going to drift it that far. But there he is, dead in the river. And now I gotta get wet. And it is freezing. It was 22 degrees this morning, and I imagine that river is gonna be freezing cold. So yeah, enjoy staying warm, Reed. Here's my gloves. I've got some waders back there to cross the river and hunt the other side back there about 200 yards. I think we're gonna go back and get the waders, put them on, and go in and get them. That way I can stay nice and warm, but I am so thrilled. That is so awesome. Thank you, Lord. Look at that. Nice buck. Look at those tall G2. Man, that's got a tall G2. Wow. Beautiful buck. Oh, he's a big bodied deer. Look at that. Well, there he is. Boy, I knew when he came out last night, I could see that big old G2 and the long beams on him. And he's all broke off on this side, so I can't imagine what that G2 was, but not super wide buck. Just a beautiful, beautiful Michigan whitetail. I was not expecting that when I'm going out to hunt for does, you know, but I will say the 350 Legend did the trick, even with a marginal hit. Like I said, I was using those all copper 140 grain bullets from Bear Creek Ballistics, and I'll tell you what, I was very nervous about it because, again, that wind drift, I had no idea, and I hit him bad, and yet it still took him down. So very happy with that. Look at that buck. We'll get him all tagged up, get him back home and hung up. That is awesome. So awesome.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to my daddy's channel.